This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Cashing Out on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
All right, welcome in. It's a new hour of Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo, taking you through the late hours of your Tuesday, right on into your Wednesday morning. We've got great playoff action heating up. The Oilers have tied things at 2 down the road at T-Mobile, 2-2. Leon Draisaitl, who else? Knots it up for Edmonton. And we've got how much time left in this one? We're inside 15 minutes to go. The live number on this one, 10 minutes to go is where we're at. Edmonton now favored on the road, minus $1.30. The Knights coming in even money. Live total, 5.5. It's 2-2, 10 minutes to play. If you want to go over 5.5, you're looking at plus $1.15. Under is minus 145. Obviously, if we get overtime, that under will be safe. Over in Minnesota, 4 minutes to go. The Warriors have pulled away. The Wolves cut it to 10, and Golden State has made it 90-76, a 14-point lead for the Warriors. They were up 20, laying 8.5. We said we leaned that way. They were up 15. The number was 6.5. Again, said we leaned that way. Didn't play it. Not going to take credit for playing it when I didn't. But always leaned Golden State laying the points. Minnesota got as close as within 10. Here they are down 14, 4 minutes to go. That new live number, 10.5. So there'd be some value with our 8.5 and especially that 6.5 that you could have gotten earlier on in the second half, as Golden State now minus 9.5, minus 130. Minnesota money line at this juncture, down 14, 4 minutes to go. That's 10-1. That seems like a lost cause this late in the game. Commercial in Vegas with 10 minutes to go. That one is going to be a blast to keep track of, as we've gotten, treat after treat on the ice this Stanley Cup playoffs, right? This has been especially this last stretch of a few days. Saturday, Colorado up 2-0 going into the third. Dallas rattles off 4 straight. You get the Ranton and Hattie in the third period alone. Then the Jets down 3-1, tying it inside 2 seconds to go Sunday night, beating St. Louis in double OT. It has been a fantastic stretch of hockey games these last few days. The playoffs, not disappointing. I'd say it's been better thus far than the NBA playoffs, but the NBA playoffs have been pretty damn good, huh? How about yesterday? The Knicks, Celtics, that was ridiculous. 20-point comeback by the Knicks, 20-point comeback by the Nuggets. A couple of 9.5-point underdogs winning outright at the buzzer practically. In the Knicks case, in overtime. In Denver's case, at the buzzer. Just insane game ones on Monday night. And then Indiana-Cleveland game 2. How about what the Pacers just did? Absolutely nuts what Indiana just pulled off in a span of their last 3 playoff games. Their second comeback of 7 points or more in the final minute of action. Down 119-112, 40 seconds to go. The Indiana Pacers, same recipe that they pulled off against Milwaukee in Game 5 in the clincher. Couple of turnovers forced. Couple of big shots, not rushing it, not forcing threes when they didn't need threes, right? driving to the rim, going to the foul line, missing a foul shot with a few seconds left, and then Tyrese Halliburton turns an offensive rebound into a cross and a cash. Big three, top of the key from Halliburton, and that was all she wrote with a second left. 120-119, and Halliburton had a relatively quiet night in that one, but hits the most important shot. Didn't need 48 like Donovan Mitchell gave the Cavs, but Halliburton, his three at the end, the biggest shot for either side in 48 minutes, as Indiana leaves Cleveland 120-119 victors and with a 2-0 series lead. Absolutely insane. Minnesota has made this thing a single-digit contest with 3.5 minutes to go. 9-point game. That was a quick 5-0 run in the last 30 seconds for Minnesota. 90-81. The Warriors currently lead. We'll pull up a series price, by the way, on Indiana-Cleveland. But Golden State answers immediately. Corner three. That was a big shot for the Warriors right there to make it 93-81. Let's see if Minnesota, they've struggled from beyond the arc all night, if they can answer. Ant-Man will try right wing. Ant-Man will. 93-84, 2:55 to go. All right, Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards, 1 point at halftime. How about it? Golden State trying to close this thing out without Steph Curry. Left in the second quarter, played just 13 minutes, had 13 points in those 13 minutes. Much faster, hotter start than what we saw Game 7 against Houston. And Golden State's been trying to do this without him. There's a three. The Warriors answering again, 96-84. These teams are trading threes. Can Edwards answer Buddy Hield? No, he can't. Golden State ball up 12, 2 minutes to go. They're going to look to slow the pace here. Hey, that Indiana series, how about the way that series market has shifted? The Pacers, you could have gotten still going into Game 2, plus 190 on the series. That's now moved to minus 195. Indiana, nearly a $2 favorite now against the Cavaliers. Cleveland plus $1.65 as this series shifts to Indianapolis. Game 3 will be Friday. They'll get a couple days off between games 2 and 3. And the opening line has the Cavs laying 2. I mean, if you're Cleveland, this is pure, sheer desperation mode. Down 2-0, going on the road, the 1 seed. That's unfathomable. And Cleveland, I really thought they were going to take Game 1. Despite Indiana's absurd shooting, what were they, nearly 60% from beyond the arc. Cleveland had made it, a 1-point game in the third quarter. I think 84-83 was as close as it got. And I thought, all right, this is where Cleveland takes over. Indiana, despite letting them back in, they pulled ahead in the fourth. But this one, the opposite. Cleveland went up massively early. Indiana stayed alive, second and third quarter, stayed within striking distance, and then boom, the big fourth quarter. Outscoring Cleveland by 15, 36-21 in the final 12 minutes of play. Those Cavs reserves who had to get thrust into the starting lineup in a game with no Garland, no Mobley, and no Hunter, the sixth man of the team, seemed to just tire out, right? Dean Wade gave him 30 minutes, 10 boards, just 3 points. Jarrett Allen had to contribute more offensively than he's accustomed to. He had 22 and 12. Mitchell, obviously, we referenced the 48. Where the hell was Ty Jerome? I mean, the guy had 20 in Game 1, albeit he had to chuck up 20 shots to do that. 1 for 14 in this game. Ty Jerome's awful performance, a big reason Cleveland couldn't hold on. Sam Merrill, who got relegated to the bench from the starting rotation, actually gave him his best performance in quite a few games, 14 points, 4 threes. Strus added 23 on 5 threes. I mean, Strus and Merrill were guys who I looked at Cleveland after Game 1, and I'm like, these guys got to play better or they got to get out of the starting 5 and see their minutes get cut. Well, they must have heard me because they played better. But Ty Jerome did not. Terrible performance out of Ty Jerome, who, without DeAndre Hunter, really needed to step up in this one. All 5 Pacers starters gave him a dozen or more. Spicy P, big bucket late on an offensive rebound. That was massive down the stretch, but he was the light scorer of the starters. He only had 12. Halliburton, 19, Really slow start for Halliburton, who hardly shot the ball. He was like 3 of 4 at halftime from the floor. Finishes 7 of 11, only 4 dimes, 19 points though, and 9 boards. Andrew Nembhard had 13 dimes and 13 points, 7 rebounds as well. Great overall performance. Neesmith and Turner, each 23. Mathurin off the bench, 19. Indiana from 3, not quite their game 1 numbers, but 11 of 28, 39%. The Cavs, 11 of 39, 28%. Just reverse the percentage in the attempts for each team, and that's why Indiana's up 2-0 in this series. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, even on a night where he dropped 48, he had 17 at the free throw line, right? Just 1 of 7 from deep. I believe he was just like 1 of 10, 1 of 11 game 1. Golden State at the point where they've got this one in the bag, 97-84. What are we at? A minute 10 to go, 97-86. Warriors up 11, final 70 seconds. Let's see if Minnesota resorts to fouling or if they accept their fate here. Anthony Edwards, big second half, valiant effort. For a guy who had 1 point in the first half, he's got 22 second half points, 23 on the night. But if we're talking about valiant efforts, we got to give credit where it's due. How about Draymond Green stepping up? 18 points for Draymond. 4 threes. They all came in the first half. 8 boards, 6 dimes, 2 steals, 5 fouls. Because, I mean, it's Draymond Green after all, right? But a big offensive performance by Draymond Green. Jimmy with 18, Buddy Hield with 24, settling into that starting rotation nicely. And how about the Oilers? Favorites with good reason. Wow. Top right corner, Edmonton, up 3-2. Wow. 2 goals in the third after a scoreless second. 3 unanswered in the game for the Edmonton Oilers. And they lead it with 3 minutes to go. Zach Hyman, 3rd goal of the postseason, 38th career postseason score. Perry, Draisaitl, Hyman, and the Oilers up 3-2. Down the road at T-Mobile, it's going to be desperation for the Knights in the final 3 minutes of work. On the diamond, still 2-2 in Sacramento. Mariners, 1 on, 1 out, top of the 8th. The Mets threatening in Arizona, although they've got 2 outs now in the top of the 9th. More baseball with Scott Bonder, our friend from Fantasy Guru, up next. It's Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo.
Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
How about some history in the NBA playoffs? First time ever, second round, all 4 game 1s won by the road team. Golden State, 6.5-point dogs at close at Minnesota. They win it without Steph. He only played 13 minutes. 99-88. Warriors with a double-digit win at Minnesota. And we mentioned the 4 road teams winning game 1, second round NBA playoffs. How about all 4 road teams winning across hoops and hockey as the Oilers, with just seconds left, are up 4-2 in Vegas. Crazy third period for Edmonton. Crazy night in sports. 40 seconds left. Knights have an empty net, so it's not officially over yet. We'll update you when it does end. But, folks, we've got a lot of early action on the Diamond Wednesday. Who better to break it down with than our friend from FantasyGuru.com, Scott Bonder, joining us now on the Progressive guest line. Scott, how are you, my man? How have you been enjoying all these playoff games tonight?
Yeah, it's wild. Hey, good evening. It's just crazy to look ahead and see how these series are going to play out, because I mean, I was always taught that once the home team loses the first game at home, that the series starts. So it looks like these series have officially started real fast. So it'll be fun.
Road teams off to some great starts across hoops and hockey in the second round of each league's respective postseason. Scott, let's get into these Wednesday early start times. I mean, I love it. I've got 9 a.m. baseball out here on the West Coast. Guardians, Nationals, Logan Allen. I thought he was supposed to go up against Mitchell Parker, and Mike Soroka now is the name I'm seeing for the Nationals. Journeyman getting the nod, it looks like. At least that's what ESPN has. So what are we targeting in this one? Could it be an over with those two guys on the bump?
Well, I mean, it definitely, I like the Guardian side of this game. I mean, Soroka's coming back. First time he's pitching since March. I mean, if you want to say March 31st, he's coming back from an injury. Gave up 4 runs in that outing. Again, this guy's not been somebody that they expect to be part of this rotation. He was just a fill-in. So I did like the Guardians today on the money line. As far as Logan Allen, I mean, I think he should be fine. I'm not seeing a strikeout prop yet, but the Nationals don't hit lefties very well. So I'm fine with taking maybe if it's 4.5, maybe even 5 strikeout prop for Logan Allen. But otherwise, the Guardians money line is where I'm looking at.
Yeah, right now looking like minus 130, give or take a few cents, depending on the shop there for Cleveland. How about the Astros, man? They have stunk on the road. They're now below 500, 17-18 on the year, 6-11 away from H-Town. At Milwaukee, who quietly has climbed back up above 500. Framber Valdez been struggling, 1-4 with a 4.4 opposite Quinn Preister. What do we like here, Astros Brewers?
Yeah, you would think that this would be an interesting game as far as offense. I think Presser gets an opportunity to face a injured Houston team. They don't have Alvarez now. So I think he has an opportunity to maybe get another strikeout prop here. I think he's probably 3.5 at this point. But Valdez does not look good. He is a career ground ball guy, so I think the balls will be able to stay in the park. I do like the under just because these offenses have not been that good. So I would say something, a first 5 under is something I'd be looking at because these bullpens could blow up late in the game. So I'm looking at an under for the first 5.
So Tuesday, Scott, Paul Skeens gives up with 2 outs, a base hit, a walk, and a 2-run double in the 6th inning. And that's all it takes. St. Louis beats Pittsburgh 2-1. Skeens, despite a 2.77 ERA, falls to 3-4 on the year. Now Wednesday morning, we get Mitch Keller opposite Sonny Gray. Couple of good arms out there. Pittsburgh, St. Louis. What are we looking at?
Oh man, Skeens is so frustrating. No run support. He kind of like reminds me of Max Scherzer was back in the day. Just not getting that run support. But as far as this game today, I mean, Sonny Gray is the guy I'm looking at. He got a 30% K rate against the Pirates in a career. He's given up 3 straight starts with 3+ runs, but the data is there for him to be pretty good today as far as the matchup overall. I do like the Cardinals and a minus 1.5 plus money when it comes to this matchup here. And I think the Cardinals bats have been heating up at home. They got about 5 runs per game in St. Louis, so I think they can get to Keller. Keller has obviously pitched in division against this team, and they actually have a 335 xWOBA against them. So they have some success against them, despite being, maybe the different Cardinals team that Keller has faced in the past.
Yeah, how about St. Louis? Their home and away splits, Scott, some of the most wild in baseball right now. 14-6 at home, just 4-13 on the road. This is as Jekyll and Hyde of a St. Louis team as you can imagine at the moment. How about that extra innings finish in Wrigley? The Giants putting up a 9 spot in the top of the 11th to win at 14-5. You think that carries over into Wednesday? They've got the pitching advantage with Robbie Ray opposite Ben Brown, yet they're underdogs. You can get them plus 115, plus 120. Is that the way you're going, or do you see this one differently?
No, I mean, I like it. I mean, the weather today is going to be 53. The wind's going to be blowing in Wrigley, which is always good for the pitcher. Ray has been just phenomenal. Last 2 starts, it was against the Rockies last outing, and I'm not sure, but he had 7 strikeouts the last 2 starts. But he is 4-0, 25% strikeout rate. This is a game I'm looking at first 5. I just don't know if the bullpens are going to maybe mess it up for me. So I'll go with first 5 Giants on this one. So I think Robbie Ray is going to be able to keep dominating, even though the Cubs offense has been pretty good over the early start of the season.
Yeah, Giants' first 5 is actually exactly where I was looking as well. San Francisco's bullpen's blown a couple games over the past week, although, hey, Chicago's bullpen has to be exhausted and worn down after blowing this, giving up a 9-spot Tuesday night in the 11th. So maybe full game money line worth a look, but I was leaning in your direction with Robbie Ray on the bump, 4-0 with a 3.05. I was looking at that first 5 as well. So Seattle and the Athletics. This Tuesday night game, not done yet. The A's currently have first and third in a tie game, none out, bottom of the 8th. And, that's a base knock to give the A's the lead, 3-2, first and second, no outs. So my A's money line ticket is live. But if Oakland, or rather if the Athletics, I shouldn't say Oakland anymore, they go up 2-0, if they close this one out here Tuesday night, do you think Wu plays stopper for the Mariners Wednesday? How do you see this one?
Yeah, definitely. I like Wu tomorrow. He's been very good against the A's, the Athletics, whatever we're calling them now, on the past. Across 26% strikeout rate against these batters. I do have interest in maybe, depending on what the K prop would be for Gunnar Hoglund. The kid did look pretty good. He was a high prospect coming up, 31% strikeout rate and just the 6 innings he faced. He had 0 walks too, which is very interesting. The Mariners are a dangerous team as far as legit power and upside with Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez kind of like finding his stride. But the one thing that's interesting, you said it was 3-2. Is that what the score was currently?
Yeah, they just got a base knock. They have first and second, none out, bottom of the 8th here.
Yeah, the overs have been hitting pretty well in this ballpark. The last 10 of the last 16 games have been overs, but it's interesting. I think you could probably get sneaky and do the under in this one, but I do like Wu a lot. And like I said, the strikeout prop with Hoglund, depending what it is, if it's 4.5, I would take a chance on that.
Yeah, I love Wu in this spot. How about his last 2 starts? He's gone 12 1/3, 2 earned, 8 strikeouts in each of them. Last time out, 6 1/3 at Texas, 1 hit, 8 Ks, no runs. He's been fantastic, and he's from Oakland. So this is his hometown team, even though now they're playing in Sacramento. And he's got a great track record when he takes on the A's. Scott, take us home. Final minute here. My Mets in Arizona. It's the rubber match. Senga, Merrill Kelly. What do you like?
Oh, Senga has been unbelievable coming back from that injury. Undominating all year. I mean, the potential Cy Young guy. The Mets kill Kelly. I definitely like the Mets money line again tomorrow. And if you can get Senga's strikeout around 5.5, I think I'd take that too. But I like the Mets tomorrow again.
Yeah, Mets lost last time Senga went up against Arizona, but he only went 4 innings, 1 run, 6 Ks, just couldn't eat innings for him, and the bullpen blew it. Scott, terrific stuff as always, my friend. Thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate you joining the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your games.
It's our buddy Scott Bonder. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Scott Bonder and check out his great work over at fantasyguru.com. The A's have guys on the corners, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Let's see if they can tack on some insurance and hand it off to Mason Miller. There's nothing better, by the way, than a good walk-in or run-in, whatever you want to call it, song for a closer. Mason Miller coming out to Burn It to the Ground by Nickelback. I mean, it gets all 13,000 people in Sacramento amped up and ready for a save. The A's, by the way, if they hold on, will be 21-16. Who had the A's having a better record than the Yankees on May 6th? On their bingo card. More Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo up next. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you through the late hours of your Tuesday. We've got 2 games left, or is this? No, I think we've got 1 game left on the diamond now. Right? Jays Angels have gone final out there in Anaheim, an 8-3 Angels win. It's the A's and Mariners. 3-2. The A's leading. They've got 1 run here in the bottom of the 8th. The bases are juiced for the Athletics. Nick Kurtz, the rookie first baseman, up for the A's, battling an 0-2 count, and that should be strike 3. But lucky for us A's backers, that umpire is blind as a bat. Wow. That was a great pitch by Snyder, the Mariners reliever there. Outside corner, belt high, beautiful pitch. Should have rung up Kurtz, doesn't. Now he misses again, and it's a 2-2 count. Second life for Kurtz and the A's as they're looking for some insurance runs here. A base knock would almost certainly make it 5-2 Athletics with 2 outs, bases loaded, guys running on contact here. And the bottom of the A's lineup up. Kurtz rips one foul. We did, while we were talking to our buddy Scott Bonder, giving us some great stuff on the Wednesday MLB slate, we did get some finals. The Warriors 99, Minnesota 88, an 11-point win for a Golden State Dubs team that was at close a 6.5-point underdog. Here's a pitch to Kurtz. Snyder gets him, has to throw 4 strikes to get the K there. So Mason Miller will, in all likelihood, come on, unless I'm mistaken. And it'll be 3-2 A's going into the 9th. Top of the lineup, Crawford, Polanco, Julio Rodriguez for the Mariners. Not going to be an easy one-run save for the A's as they try to win the series right off the bat. How about it? Trying to win the first 2 games as they gear up for Brian Wu tomorrow in that matinee. So Golden State prevails 99-88 in a game where Steph Curry left injured second quarter, gave him 13 minutes of work, 13 points in those 13 minutes. Great when he was out there, but that hammy, ultimately too much for him to overcome, and he's also battling the thumb. Steph has been so banged up. So at 37 years old now, and it's very easy. I mean, look, the guy's, first off, he's got a baby face. But you don't remember how long Steph has been in the league. It's really easy to forget this guy's 37 years old, right? Wasn't the one and done. Was a 4-year guy at Davidson. Made that great Elite 8 run, obviously, back when they were in the SoCon prior to their A-10 days. And at 37 years old, his body's starting to catch up to him a bit. So 13 points in 13 minutes for Steph. Lucky for him, his teammates really stepped up. And we'd been talking about that, right? At the beginning of the postseason. If Steph and Jimmy don't provide the bulk of the offense for Golden State, who's going to step up? And the first few games of the playoffs, the answer was nobody, right? Their play-in game against Memphis, game 1 against Houston, those guys combined for 59% or more of Golden State's scoring output. But how about this? Draymond Green, the do-it-all guy who typically does everything but score, 18 points on 4 threes. Jimmy, 20, 11 boards, 8 dimes. Buddy Hield back-to-back great games. 24 points, 5 of 8 from 3. His last 2 games, Buddy Hield is 14 of 19 from beyond the arc. Steve Kerr took a chance, inserted Hield in the starting lineup, and Buddy Hield has not made Kerr regret it. My goodness, he has been on fire his last 2 games. And how about defensively? What Golden State was able to accomplish. I mean, holding this Minnesota team to 88 points, just 11 in the second quarter, 31 in the first half. Despite the clear size advantage for Minnesota, Rudy Gobert not able to replicate his Game 5 performance against the Lakers. 9 points, 11 boards for Gobert. A fine outing. Didn't go over his 10.5 posted total. Julius Randle, decent game, 18 points. But Minnesota, with a clear size advantage against Golden State, got outdone on the glass by 10, 51-41. Warriors win the battle of the boards. Mike Conley goes scoreless. Ant-Man had 1 point in the first half. Finished with 23, 14 boards, by the way. So give Edwards credit. That's one thing I've noticed. Even when scoring hasn't been coming easy to him this postseason, at times he's playing defense. He had 3 steals. He's grabbing boards. He's doing the dirty work, doing the hard work. So I'll give Ant credit where it's due instead of ragging on him. But for Minnesota, the way that they shot from beyond the arc was abysmal. 5 of 29 from deep. They were 0 for their first 16. Just 17% from deep. Golden State as a team, 18 of 42. 43% for the Warriors. And that's where this game was won. It wasn't won in the paint like Minnesota on paper, an advantage that they have would tell you, right? I mean, who's Golden State's biggest starter? Jimmy? I mean, Draymond plays the biggest, But Jimmy at what, 6'7"? Is he their tallest starter? Right? What's Draymond? 6'6", plays 6'11"? Yeah, exactly. So, with Rudy Gobert and Jules Randle and Jaden McDaniels out there to stretch the floor, you would think Minnesota tries to win this one inside. Nope. Golden State won this one from beyond the arc. The Warriors, 6.5-point dogs, win it by 11, covering all the live numbers that we tossed out there, whether it was 8.5 when they were up 20, 6.5 when they were up 15. Golden State by 11, your final game one. And how about all 4 road teams in the second round of the playoffs winning game one? First time in NBA history that's happened. Warriors, Knicks, Nuggets, Pacers. Pacers winning games 1 and 2 in absolutely absurd, ridiculous fashion out there in Cleveland. Over on the ice, another road team. How about Tuesday night, by the way? All 4 road teams won. Indiana and Golden State on the hardwood. Edmonton and Carolina, overtime for the Canes, on the ice. Oilers down 2-1 going into the third period. It was 2-1, 2-0. Mark Stone with a couple quick goals. He had both for the Knights. 2-0 early. Corey Perry answers. It's 2-1 after one. Nothing in the second. Edmonton consistently out shooting the Knights all night. I mean, they had, I believe, more than double the shots on goal that Las Vegas had. And then in the third period, it all finally paid off. A goal 58 seconds in by Draisaitl. And then, with about 3 minutes to go, Hyman gives him the lead. Connor Brown, a minute later, makes it 4-2 and does the Knights in for their evening. Great night for Edmonton. Look, even when Edmonton was down, it felt like they were controlling the pace, the tempo. Again, the shots on goal disparity spoke volumes, right? They finished with, 28 shots on net, just 17 for the Knights. It's a big difference. And I liked the Oilers in this game, winning 4 straight against the Kings. I thought momentum was carrying over. I wasn't particularly impressed with the Knights' opening round win against Minnesota. I mean, don't forget that one offsides call completely changed the trajectory of the series, right? The Wild would have been up 3-2 in the series going home for Game 6. Instead, the goal gets waved off. The Knights win that Game 5 here down the road in overtime, and then they go to Minnesota and they take care of business. So the Knights, to me, very close to going down in that series against Minnesota. I did not feel good about the way that they played. And Edmonton, after being down 2-0 and rattling off 4 straight against LA, carrying that momentum over, make it 5 straight wins for the Oilers in this postseason. The Seattle Mariners refusing to go down without a fight. Oh boy. Here we go. First and second, 1 out for the Mariners. Top of the 9th, Mason Miller not in. It's Ferguson. Tyler Ferguson for the Athletics. And Randy Arozarena 0 for 3 with a walk at the dish. And did he just get hit by a pitch? He did. 2-seamer ran in. Holy crap. A's might be challenging. Waiting to see if that hit his bat, as Arozarena didn't look like he even flinched. My goodness. Did that get him or did that get the bat? Well, we'll see if the A's challenge or not. But if the call stands, the Mariners, and it looks like it will, have the bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 9th, down 1. Our A's money line ticket in jeopardy. Folks, do you want to know where the money's really going? Unlike other sources, our betting splits here at VSiN come straight from Circa and DraftKings, giving you insight into where the sharp action is landing. Circa, of course, known for taking big bets from the pros, while DraftKings provides a broader market perspective. That means you're getting the real action. Not just public money, but the kind of wagers that actually move the lines. See the percentage of bets versus the handle on every game across every major sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Plus, get VSiN's exclusive betting splits for as little as $9.99 your first month at VSiN.com/subscribe. So it'll be the Mariners. Bases juiced. Cal Raleigh in the pinch hit. The big dumper We'll see what happens on the other side. It's Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Hey, shout out to Tyler Ferguson. Guy's been incredible all season for the Athletics. Came into this one, 0.5 ERA. 7 holds, got his first save on Sunday. Hadn't blown a save since opening day, and even that was an unearned run. Been nearly unhittable this season. Well, he comes in, Mason Miller unavailable, threw 27 pitches Monday night. And Ferguson has given up 3 earned runs to the Seattle Mariners. The guy had given up 1 earned run all season in 17 1/3 innings. He's given up 3 earned runs to Seattle. A 3-2 Athletics lead has now become a 5-3 deficit. Seattle, by the way, gets over on their team total if you played it at over 4.5. And the Athletics really regretting their inability to tack on some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th. I mean, you look at the way the A's started the bottom of the 8th, and they get a Brett Rooker leadoff double, Soderstrom singles, you got first and third, Andujar singles, first and second, you're up 3-2, no outs. Langoliers, deep line out to center, move Soderstrom over. So you got first and third, 1 out. Blade strikes out, Wilson walks, bases juice, 2 outs. And Kurtz goes down swinging. And just like that, the A's blow an opportunity to at least hand a 4-2 lead over to Ferguson. Coming out of that 8th inning with 1 run, not good. And the top of the Mariners lineup has made him pay. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, when we left off, had the bases loaded and 1 out. What did he do? He ripped one into right field to bring home 2. Give Seattle the lead, and then a Dylan Moore sac fly now has Hogan Harris in, kind of a swingman, lefty reliever, has made starts for the Athletics, mainly last year, mainly out of the pen this season, 2.08 ERA, to face the big Rowdy Tellez up for Seattle. Guy on first, 2 outs, up 5-3. That was a terrible inning, not even an inning, 2/3 of an inning for Tyler Ferguson. 0.5 ERA on the season. 1 earned in 17 1/3 innings. Would have rather see a little league kid out there. Could not locate. Dug himself into a 3-0 hole with Raleigh, and the bases juiced. So Wednesday, I mean, look, this one's not over yet. It's 5-3. The Athletics are going to have, I believe, 9-1-2 up in their half of the 9th. So Seattle had 1-2-3. The A's will get to the top of the lineup as well. But now let's look ahead to Wednesday on the diamond, because I love this spot for Seattle. Brian Wu on the bump. He's 4-1 on the year with a 2.58. Now, he started off, I don't want to say too shaky, moderately shaky. I mean, he had a couple slow starts, right? At Toronto, he went 7, allowed 3. It's a quality start. At San Fran, went 6, allowed 4. Opened at home against the A's, 6 innings of 1-run ball. He's 4-1. I mean, he's been consistent. Last 2 outings, he's been dominant. 8 strikeouts in each, both on the road. At Texas, at Boston, 12 1/3 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 earned, 16 Ks in his last 2 starts as we head to the bottom of the 9th in Sacktown. Wu against current A's hitters, the 25-year-old, has held his hometown team to nothing. 15 for 92. It's a 163 clip. Just 3 extra base hits. It's, 12 singles in the 15 hits. Right? Rooker has a home run. He's 1 for 14, though. Soderstrom has a home run. And a double for Blade. It's a slugging percentage of .239, an OPS of .445, 22 strikeouts in the 92 at-bats. I'm going to be looking to target Wu in some way, shape, or form for this Wednesday matchup, because you can't really go Mariners. Now, I don't know if we're going to get any props yet. That's the problem. It's an early start, so maybe. But because this game is still in action, I don't know if anything's going to be, no props are available yet for this one. I don't know if we look Mariners first 5. Woo strikeouts, maybe? I mean, what's 22 Ks and 92 at-bats, right? What kind of a K rate is that? About 30%-ish? No, 24%. A little light there. Outs, he's gone, Thing with Woo is he never typically has a high pitch count. Like, he hasn't thrown 100 pitches yet this year. He's gone 6 innings in every start and has not thrown 100 pitches. That's remarkable. He is efficient and economical. He's gone 6 innings on 76 pitches, and twice, so he's pitched into the 7th 3 times. He's gone 7 twice and has not thrown 100 pitches. So outs recorded is going to be in play. Strikeouts are going to be in play. A Mariners first 5 will be in play. The money line, I just can't get there. Minus, it varies between 150 and I've seen as high as like 175. Maybe a run line at plus money. I don't love run lines, although this offense, I'm still a little afraid of it, but it has gotten better. It has gotten much better as they've worked their way into first place. So what's the best money line price on the market for Seattle right now? 147 I'm seeing at a couple spots. 150 right here at Circa. Yeah, I could maybe be talked into a run line at plus money. Woo is a substantial pitching advantage, but I'll probably, if they get posted anytime soon, be looking for the prop market for Brian Woo. Another intriguing pitching matchup. So I had mentioned this, I believe it was Sunday night. I was looking for the Padres series plus $1.55, and on Sunday night when I gave that out, as the A's strike out to start the bottom of the 9th, the pitching matchup for Wednesday, series finale, 7 p.m. at Yankee Stadium, was Dylan Cease opposite Carlos Carrasco. That is now Dylan Cease opposite Max Fried in the rubber match here. Thought the Padres would win with Michael King on the bump game 2. Had a chance to take the first 2, go up. King pitched well. Bullpen absolutely blew it. Yankees put up a 10-spot bottom of the 7th. Now Max Fried, who is having a Cy Young season, 6-0. His ERA is 1.01. He has been absolutely stellar. You look at the American League Cy Young odds, and Fried is currently the 3rd shot on your board at 5-1. Skubal at 2-1, Crochet plus 250, Fried at 5-1. I think that's tremendous value. I mean, the guy is 6-0 with an ERA of 1. Is he going to strike guys out like Crochet? Absolutely not. Has Fried shown us throughout his career that he is consistently a terrific pitcher? Absolutely. In fact, last year, 2024, he was my preseason National League Cy Young pick. I love Max Fried. Hate the fact that he's, terrorized my Mets throughout most of his career, but he's sensational. Hunter Brown, by the way, plus 550, the 4th shot. I mean, he was 25-1 preseason. I love this kid. I think Fried and Brown are better bets than Crochet or Skubal right now. As Butler for the A's, by the way, has a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 9th. Get a guy on, see if you can get something going if you're the A's. Make it a 3-2 count, full count there for the Athletics. Fried 5-1. That is, that might be some value there. The Yankees, by the way, if this was Cease Carrasco, I bet you this would be close to a pick'em. Maybe the Yankees home dogs. They're about 80-cent favorites in this one with that pitching change news. 70 cents best price. You can get that right here at Circa. 70 to 80 cent favorites the Yankees are. So the Padres, all of a sudden, who were sitting pretty after winning the first game of the series plus $1.55 on the series price, now facing an uphill battle here as they're about plus $1.50 on the money line in this final match of the series in this game 3. So that's going to be an interesting one. Cease opposite Fried. Hunter Green has the Reds slight favorites in Atlanta. Grant Holmes going for the Braves. Holmes has put up some really good home numbers He got the start Friday night opposite Yamamoto. He pitched great. Braves lost that game 2-1. So Cincinnati, a road favorite. Both the Reds and Braves a game under 500. Atlanta 11-5 at home, though. Folks, you ready to take your betting to the next level? If so, do it with our friends over at First Bet, whether it's Santa Anita, the Gulfstream Park, or the road to the Triple Crown, which, as of today, cannot happen. Sovereignty has been yanked from the Preakness, but nonetheless, First Bet puts the action right at your fingertips. Sign up now, firstbet.com. It's the number one, stbet.com. Promo code VEASAN200. Score a 20% rebate on all wagers for the first 60 days, up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today at firstbet.com. We'll go over a wild day in the NBA playoffs. Up next, it's Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.